House round 3. So I know it's weird to do it in little chunks like this, but you know, I can only do it after work, and I'm right next to the kids' room, and bedtime is relatively quick. So that's why I'm doing little pieces. I'm also doing it because of, well, touch of poverty, right? So I have these offcuts, and they're just a little shy of 2 feet. And in here, I mean, the ceiling slopes down, so you can't walk in here anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and put, and that'll take care of those two, which means at the end of this, I'll have a larger single scrap rather than a lot of small scraps. I figure that's probably better, no matter what. And while it's unusual, I'm just spanning the gap with some plywood scraps, and I'm going to glue them together. But look at that right down in there. That is the old attic trapdoor. So finally, proof. This is all hidden under sheetrock in the bedroom. Sheetrock that I didn't do. It has nothing to do with me. So that proves once and for all this actually apparently is excuse me, 2 buildings that were shoved together, and then they cut the roof off the short one and put a second story at the top of both of them. So that's fun. What's also very interesting is this is probably some of the oldest work in the house. When we first pulled up the linoleum on this floor, underneath of it we found newspaper from 1916. And so here we are, 100 years later, pulling up that trapdoor. So I might put a note on the back of that trapdoor about who we are, what we were doing, that the kid was helping me, stuff like that. And if you want to read it, you'll have to buy this place from me when I'm ready to sell. So let's get this piece down and get somebody off to bed. Another day, another piece, huh, buddy? So we're going to attach this next one. I'll put in that same glue and screw cleat, which I'm well aware is not the proper way to do it. But I average 1 piece after work. By the time I get the floor pulled up and the mess cleaned out and vacuumed and have a moment to sit after work with the kiddo, I get 1 piece a night. So we're going to get this piece in tonight, and what I've decided to do is just let it run wild, 6 feet long, which will bring it back into there. And then I'll set it in place. I can scribe a pencil mark around my edge, and then I'll flip it up, cut it with a jigsaw. You ready, buddy?
Daddy, what I did to these pieces, so these pieces right there, and I took them up with my hammer.
You
and
are.
I saw wires and
Are there some wires in there?
beam.
Yep, we got to learn all about knob and tube wiring today. Knob and tube. None of it's active. Let's get her done, boy.
Okay, let's get it done.
We're pretty close here, but once again, for whatever reason, that is way up. And if I just shim these, it puts a weird divot. So it'd be reshimming the whole thing. And anyways, I'm going to take the power planer and blend this in, especially since this railing right here is yet another height, although it also has to be somewhat gnawed down. So we're going to run that, and because I stopped right here and wasn't smart enough to finish across, oopsie, I'm going to have to hand finish this last bit with the bullnose again, but whatever. So we're going to get on that, make a great big mess, and then we should be ready to lay some plywood. What do you think, bud? Each day it's a little more. So that idea of just sort of offsetting them, goofball. I shoved it into place. I then marked that edge right there. I marked the overhang that matched here, and the overhang I wanted over there, and then I marked those two, pulled the sheet back, trace this line, flip them both over, move that line up. Anyways, they go down fine. Anybody who sights it is going to see the fact that it gets a little wider right there. But to be honest, the trim board itself comes out and comes back in. So we are long past neat and perfect, huh, buddy?
Yeah.
Yep. Just better. Go ahead and give some bounces. Oh, it's so wonderful. There's no squeaking at all. So I say we're getting win, 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 aren't we?
Yeah.
You want to do a little dance and tell everybody good night?
Good night.
Good job. We'll finish this up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nice work. Well, we're to the end of this run, and it also helps you see exactly what I'm dealing with when I talk about the outer square. Look how wide it is down there compared to right here. But I think I also figured out one of my main heat loss issues. I think the heat has been rising up from the hallway, the bathroom, and the bedroom into this floor cavity, rolling along the floor cavity, and then going up inside these walls right here, as well as some of it's coming up from down in there. Now, I originally thought none of these had any vertical blocking, but I can stuff my hand down inside at least these three and feel vertical blocking down there about a foot and a half. That one, I went up to my shoulder and I didn't feel anything. So I'm going to go ahead and add vertical blocking to that one. But I also believe that a serious portion of my problem is the fact that this whole floor heat radiates up, rolls across, and then can climb this wall, which I've got insulation in that run there when I redid this wall. But I really didn't think about adding because I considered it more of a sound deadening issue, and I just let it slide. And I should have known. I should have known, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can put in some blocking along those floor joists so that the heat it can't escape out. It's trapped and has to, I suppose, radiate up through, as opposed to being able to flow out and up. Not sure how yet, but I'm going to come up with something. You want to tell people about how it's all done? Is it all done?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You cut plywood and you put it down on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
After I get on it.
Nice. Anyways, it's down. Still have some mess to pick up, but it's done. Not only have the squeaks gone, but we can now put down tack strip, and we fixed some of the heating leaks. Does that sound like a win for us? Whoa, buddy. That's about to fall off.
What's about to fall off?
If you get hurt up here, I'm going to be in trouble.
What's going to fall off?
Your wood. Hey, can you just look at the people and say thanks for watching?